This week on The Opener, co-host Nick Sampson travels to Saskatchewan, Canada, in search of giant whitetails in this bitter cold. Then it's off to the eastern shore of Maryland to show the snow geese what Spectra Shot is all about. The Opener is brought to you by Liberty Safes, Cody Turkey Calls, Hooey Man Extendable Tree Saws, Millennium Tree Stands, comfort to hunt all day, all season, Spy Point Trail Cameras, Cryptic, Battlefield to Backcountry, Knox Flashlights, get lit, blaze a trail.
All right, so we just got to Saskatchewan, and it's -7 out. It's bitter cold. The road's a solid sheet of ice, and we got a 4.5-hour drive.
There are quicker ways to get to this part of Canada, but what fun would that be?
Nick's always ranting and raving about the north and how much he likes going to Bear Valley Outfitters.
Canada, don't you know? We just went into Walmart, picked up a few things. 2 hours left. Bear Valley Outfitters will be there.
By the time Nick got to camp, everyone was asleep, but he knows that Chris will be ready for him first thing in the morning.
It's the first morning of the hunt here, and it's really cold. It was -12 when we pulled in last night. We got snow everywhere. Should be some good deer hunting. It's been 8 years since I've hunted with Chris, and back then we shot some really good deer, so hopefully this hunt will be the same.
Our genetics in this country are naturally excellent, and we've killed a multitude of unbelievably good deer over the time that I've started. But I think realistically, if you see a 140, 150 class deer, you should probably pull the trigger on them, unless naturally you've shot some of them and you can still be happy and go home without.
Average, the guys I've had about a 95% kill on 130 to 150 class deer, with a few larger than that.
This place is no joke. They can't even see the road in front of them. The things we do to kill some of these big bucks.
This morning, and the snowmobile ride was quite interesting. My field producer, Forrest, went in first and kind of broke trail. By the time I got in, I couldn't see across the field. So we got in here, we busted a few deer out. We're maybe a half hour late, but it should be a good day, hopefully.
This week's hunt is a bit different, being the last week of the season. There's no one around. The whole place is open to Nick, and all those big bucks that slipped by everyone earlier in the season are starting to hit the bait.
This is one of those places that I get serious about my hunting. When you're this far north, the weather is no joke, and you better be prepared. After a bit of a cluster of a first day, it's
It's going to be great to get back, grab a bite to eat, and get some much-needed rest.
It's day 2, the weather looks good. Nick's going back to the same stand he was at yesterday. Now, it's just the waiting game.
All revved up, head spinning like a top, till I'm choking on my thoughts. Got caught in the illusion machine.
It's day 3, and we're back in the same stand we were in yesterday. And the bait when we got in here this morning was absolutely destroyed. We had a clear night last night, moon was out, stars, and the cloud cover's finally starting to move in, and it's cold today. It's gonna be a high of 6, so that should make these deer want to move and come hit this bait.
Torn by a great divide, living in my mind, a castle in the sky. Feels like something I can't see. What separates you is what separates me. But there is a light shining out of your head, and it looks like a crown when you're moving the way you were meant to, like a bird taking flight, just for the first time. Nobody told you how, but you'll do just.
We got 30 minutes of light left, and it's been an interesting day. It's really cold. We had a really high hopes that we were going to see a lot of deer today, and we only saw one. So surprisingly, I'm not really down or frustrated because the bait was destroyed last night. So we've got a half hour left of light, and we'll see what happens.
When we come back from the break, it's time for a change. This segment is brought to you by TNT Archery. Spectra Shot. Visit us at theopenertv.com. Day 3 is upon us. It's the halfway point. It's time for a change.
Day 3, and they're in a new stand setup today. There's already bucks out in front of Nick.
This is why I like to hunt the late season. There's not a lot of people that want to do it. It's cold, but the bucks this time of year group back up and will almost take over a bait.
The new stand produced more bucks, but just not the giant Nick is after.
So now things are going to get interesting. My cameraman's sick as a dog, and I have to go into the stand, film the hunt all on my own.
The added work of documenting your hunt alone is tough. When you think about the extra gear and responsibilities added to the extreme environment, things get real interesting.
I'm in a tough spot now. It's getting down to the wire, my cameraman's still down, and I have to get this hunt done and filmed all by myself.
2 bucks coming across the field, way out. I don't know if they're big enough or not, I just can't tell yet. They're all in that brush. That front one's a good deer. I don't know if he's big enough or not. One. There's the second buck. Man.
Nick has spent years in the north hunting, and he knows these deer are tricky to judge. Their bodies are so big, their antlers look small.
I can't shoot that deer.
You can't shoot that deer? I love it though. It's all about the big bucks.
It was tough. That deer was real tough. He's a good deer. I think he's probably a little better than I thought he was, just because their bodies are so big up here. He's dark horned, but he just doesn't have the age we're looking for. Doesn't have the mass. He needs a year or two. You know, we can kill deer like that in other states. You know, we come to Canada to shoot big, heavy-bodied deer, big, you know, heavy antlered deer. So it was tough because it's getting down to the wire, and I want to have a good episode, but it's not a deer that I want to shoot in Canada.
The decision was made, and Nick has to live with it. We'll see what tomorrow brings.
When you get this intense on a hunt like this, sitting in a blind hour after hour after hour, you tend to get a little worn out, but it's all about staying fresh, getting a good night's sleep, and getting back at them the next day.
Bear Valley Outfitters has been putting big mature bucks on the ground for decades. The lodge is awesome. Food is second to none, and the hunting, well, that speaks for itself. Year after year, happy clients leave with giant memories.
When you're hunting in the north and it's this cold, it's all about layering up and being prepared. You can almost never have too many clothes.
So we just snuck in, and there's actually deer at the bait. It was snowing pretty hard, and we came in, we got about, 10, 15 feet from the stand, and we actually could see deer in the bait, but it's snowing so hard. We thought our best bet was to sneak in here, judge the deer, because we know he's a good buck. Just don't know if he's a shooter or not. And we're gonna try to take a look at him and see if he's a shooter, and try to get a shot off if he is.
It's now the moment of truth.
Oh, he's a good deer. Oh, man.
This segment is brought to you by Cryptek Battlefield to Backcountry, SKB Cases. Visit us at theopenertv.com. Nick is back at the same stand, filming himself, and he has a shooter out in front. It's now the moment of truth.
Oh, he's a good deer. Oh, man. I'll take him right there. Oh, my gosh. We just got in this stand. We snuck in. It's been snowing. His deer's on the bait. Day 5. After all the stuff we've been doing, and he's there when we get in here. I can't believe we snuck in the stand. And, oh, he is a stud. One shot down on the bait. That's what's sitting. We don't do the scouting. We don't do all that other hard work. Chris does all that. But it's all about sitting, waiting for that deer right there and putting the shot on him.
Way to get it done on a stud. All those long treks in the woods finally paid off.
The Hart rifle performed perfectly in the extreme cold. After long flights, rough rides to the stand, and the weather, this is exactly what you want. A rifle that gets it done.
One shot, dropped in his tracks. What an awesome 8. Oh, he's a 9-point. Big brows. We shot this deer this morning, and we've been sitting for a few hours, so your excitement level goes down a little bit. And it's just, man, just a giant Canadian whitetail. The bait's absolutely tore up. There's tracks everywhere. And, you know, we put our time in. Bear Valley Outfitters does all the work, but you gotta sit and you gotta put your time in and wait. And just a matter of time before a big, mature northern whitetail comes in like this. Big neck, dark horns. And it definitely is a lot easier when you're sitting in a heated blind with an office chair and windows, and it makes it a lot easier. So it's been a great trip and a great ending to a 5-day sit with another giant Bear Valley Outfitter whitetail.
These deer up in the north are just a complete breed of their own. Got huge bodies, big necks, and massive antlers.
It's not normal for you to bring your own deer out. He wanted to trek in deep and do a lot of what Chris does for his clients. When you come to Bear Valley Outfitters, you're taken care of from start to finish.
You won't believe when I shot this deer. First thing in the morning, walking in, we got in the blind, and he was already on the bait. And it's been day 5, right off in the morning, a couple mile snowmobile ride. It was an experience for sure. It wasn't the traditional just nice, easy little setup. Big brows. That's what I came here for. Big, solid neck, big, mature deer. And man, it just...
Got a beautiful cape on too.
It was awesome.
It takes time to get into those big, into 4 or 5 year old bucks, or the bucks we try to target. It takes time to get to them.
Well, it's definitely a lot easier when you're sitting in an office chair in a heated blind with windows.
Yep.
But no, I appreciate all your help and all your hard work and everything. So.
We're switching gears now. We're going from hunting in the snow to hunting snow geese on the eastern shore of Maryland.
We just got here in Maryland at the field. There was 20,000 birds in this field yesterday. So there should be plenty of snows coming in this morning. The organization these boys have is unreal. You have to get a big spread to get the big flocks of birds to come in and hit the X.
Hunting snows, it's like a chess match, but with 1,000 pieces. There are so many geese together. The noise level is unbelievable.
Pile of shooting. It never fails. You get thousands of geese right in front of you. All these guys jumping up, emptying their guns, and somehow only a few geese manage to hit the ground.
This is amazing. These birds just come in and just tornado down on you. There's nothing like it. It's awesome. But we can't talk much because we got another mother load coming in right now, and I'm going to shoot 1 or 2 or 10 right in the face.
This segment is brought to you by Millennium Tree Stands. Comfort to hunt all day, all season. Visit us at theopenertv.com. Closed captioning is brought to you by Liberty Safes, America's #1 seller of gun safes, fire safes, and home safes.
We got a ton of birds coming right now. Just had an awesome volley. Shot a great bird that fell behind us.
When you're putting in this much time, setting up thousands of decoys, it's important to be right on the X. These boys definitely know where to be in the money.
The birds want to be in this field. It's all about your decoy spread and staying hidden. Thousands of birds are in this group, and they are about to be in range.
Holy shit, that was Call me later. I'll be around.
When you're hunting with Scotty, you never know what's coming out of his mouth. You just know that you'll be laughing the whole
See
time.
what happens when you give me more shells?
All right, let's lay back down. There's still more.
Birds dropping everywhere.
How's good right now, boys?
I stopped shooting. I thought one was gonna fall on my head.
You hear me yelling at you, Scotty? I was going, yeah, watch out. Kill him.
Oh, that's freaking.
Scott, look,
Oh, that's awesome.
I got pooped on by some geese.
I guess it must be good luck.
Look at
'cause
Tyler's face. Look at Tyler's face.
Oh my God, he poops on me, dude. Look. Look. What they say, that's what they say. If a goose poops on you, it's good luck.
falling on Tyler?
And it must have been because we just tore them up.
You know you're in a good spot whenever the cameraman, myself, Nick, and Scott all get pooped on in the same volley.
Here they come, baby.
Now this is interesting. You have flocks of protected swans flying amongst thousands of geese the same color.
You say kill that single. I was the only one that jumped up. I'll kill that single.
You know, it was a great trip up north to Bear Valley Outfitters, and our snow goose hunt on the Eastern Shore was unreal. I can't wait to get back up this year again and do it all over.
The opener is brought to you by Primar Trailers, AXT Extreme Sights, Randy Kuntz Taxidermy, Leopold Optics, R.W. Hart & Son Rifles, National Muzzleloading Rifle Association, Drop Tine Archery, not your typical archery shop.
I love it when a plan comes. We had a great trip up north. Where's north come from? It's not on the freaking paper. I love it when a plan comes together. We had a great trip up north. I'm trying to.
This is a Chunky Monk Media production, a division of Quest of the Continents.